Hello, welcome back to It's New. Yeah, I'll be talking about, it's just a must listen to, this Tailwind CSS application, which my developers are in love with. They sent me a message yesterday, my team's like saying basically they fired 75% of their staff because of AI search and how they're getting less traffic to their docs, which then they convert their traffic to their docs to whatever. So I'll get into that. Really interesting. It was a really horrible intro. But Morty will do better.
I don't know, because Greg says I'm basically a gaff machine. I'm almost afraid to talk at this point. But he's muted.
Oh, I love this. I love the chaos. Still muted, darling.
Google says put your money where your mouth is, or Google's putting their money where their mouth is about AEO, SEO.
All right, Neil?
Vehicle ads get an asset upgrade.
And Greg, what do you got for us?
And we check out a cool new feature in Copilot.
Awesome. All right. So this whole Tailwind thing is pretty interesting. Tailwind CSS is basically an open source free thing to help developers manage front-end CSS and so forth. He posted on his GitHub after somebody was basically saying they have like 600 pull requests. Basically, you contribute to this program, it gets reviewed by their team, and they push it to the main code base. And people are complaining why are you pushing this? Why are you pushing that? Why are you pushing this? And they have a pretty small team. It's like 4 developers and so forth. But he had to let go of 75% of those developers. He's down to one hired developer, not including the 3 partners. And he basically said the reason they had to let go of people is because their traffic to their help documentation is down 40%. And they use that help documentation to get almost 100% of their sales come from the help documentation by upselling their commercial product. So the free product everybody gets for free, and then there's buy-ins when it comes to these open source platforms, which people make their money on. And he said revenue is down 80%, traffic's down 40%, and he just had to let go people because he's basically going to go bankrupt in 6 months if he didn't do that. So he did that, and he basically blamed AI search because basically people are just not going to the actual landing pages, I believe, not going to the Tailwind CSS landing page of the docs and just reading the answers, I guess, on Google's AI answers and so forth. And then they're not able to upsell the commercial products. And he's devastated. I embedded a whole 30-minute or so where he does this morning walk thing and he talks about his life. And it was pretty depressing to listen to. But the point is, you hear a lot about publishers suffering and other companies suffering when it comes to Google's AI answers and AI overviews and AI mode and how it's hurting them, but it's also hurting free open source platforms that really do a great thing for the web because Google's just giving people answers. And he doesn't blame the experience. He thinks it's a great user experience, but he needs a way to convert that to business so that he can keep his open source. It's the most popular, I think it's the most popular thing in this class. Even though, and it keeps growing in terms of people downloading it and using it, but people aren't paying because you can't monetize it. So there you go.
Can I just give a couple thoughts here?
No,
please.
Yeah, no, please. No.
Yeah,
I'm
sure,
not going
fine.
to.
I'm the only one that wants to hear from Greg. Go on, Greg.
I feel very bad for this for Adam, right? I didn't watch the video. I read his post. This is why you need to rely on a good marketing mix for your business, right? Like he's saying, try that it's growing 80% greater. You need to figure out how to convert people into paying customers. You need to have more than just one stream for customers, right? Like you can't rely on just ads, right? You need to have that organic strategy. You need to have that overarch. You need to try connected TV. You need to try all these other different things out there rather than just search ads. And in this case, relying all on this documentation and it was working really well. Buddy, you got 80% more growth. You need to figure out how to monetize those people. You need to figure out how to sell not just people using your product, but sell the plus product. You need to sell the premium product. You need to actually get out there and work and not just rely on that. So I feel deep sorrow for him having to get rid of 3 of his 4 employees. That stinks. But at the same time, I don't think he's out of it.
No.
Work on
if you listen
better
to him,
marketing mix. Push premium.
He's definitely saying he's not out of it. He's just finding. He's basically said what you said, Greg. He has to find other ways to, handle this. But you see this all the time. Even since the early days in 2000, where the Florida update, people exit all their eggs in one basket. You can't do that. You need to diversify.
That's what's interesting to me about Google saying we're in an era of expansion. I think we're not in an era. It's an era of refinement. It's niching down. It's getting more specific. It's getting more targeted. It's figuring out how to there's less traffic, or there's less free traffic or free users, and converting those into premium users. It's an error of refinement. I don't think it's an error of expansion.
Morty, could you please stop telling Google they're wrong?
I'm a liar.
Anyway,
Was that the transition? Because I have one more thing to say. If Adam came to me and he said that the help docs are
Hold my
the
beer.
only way people find out about our commercial products, and that is his business plan. 6 months ago, a year ago, I would tell him that's a bad business plan, right? So like using only your help docs for commercial products is a bad business plan. Sorry, Morty, why is Google around?
Don't apologize to me. Apologize to our users.
Yeah, never apologize to Morty.
Sorry to the users.
That's a slippery slope.
Talking about slippery slopes, your traffic might be one. Someone asked John Mueller on Reddit, basically, should I invest in AEO or is SEO and not the usual, whatever. So John answered back, and I'll give his answer, and then I'll tell you what I think he's saying in between the lines. He wrote, what you call it doesn't matter. Just don't call it late for dinner. He didn't say that. But AI is not going away. But thinking about how your site's value works in a world where AI is available is worth the time. Also, this is the part I think to focus on, be realistic and look at actual usage metrics and understand your audience. What percentage of it is using AI? What percentage is using Facebook? Yada, yada, yada. What he's basically saying is less traffic. You're going to get less traffic. You're not going to get the same amount of traffic.
Yep. Without saying it, he said that.
Without saying it. That's what he's saying without saying it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, very good. But if you do drive a car and you want more traffic or phone calls,
don't go to New York City and pay for congestion pricing, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, don't do that, but maybe try out Google's new call assets that can now be seen with vehicle ads. So yeah, this is a new feature that our friend Thomas Etchell picked up on, and yeah, it's a new added click to call to vehicle ads, giving high intent car shoppers a faster path from search to a live conversation with dealers. Because yeah, these car dealers, they like a chat. They like wearing you down on the phone. So that's a faster way to get your potential customers to get to those sales guys so that you can close that deal. So yeah, check that out.
very cool. I was shocked that this is actually new, but I couldn't find any screenshots of it showing call assets before. So yeah, it looks pretty new. So nice find there. And then breaking news, because Greg is great at breaking news, just announced minutes ago.
Breaking news.
I thought he was breaking the
now.
news. I got it now.
Dropping right now. We've got new news from Copilot. There's a new option called Copilot Checkout that is rolling out first in the US. It is going to be on copilot.com, and it creates conversational purchasing within Copilot. And it includes partners like PayPal, Stripe, Shopify, and Etsy. So another big reason, at least for Shopify users, to stay there. The video that they launched, it looks very slick. I think it looks very nice. There's a way where you can ask for a product. Copilot gives you the product. It's a nice little card. You can either get into more details or you can buy. The transaction process looks pretty seamless. So that's nice. It would be also nice if it was not on just copilot.com, but I'm not exactly sure how that works. But if you want to check it out, copilot.com, launching right this second, 10 a.m. on January 8th. And then, or that's when the news broke at least. And then anybody that's in Shopify will be automatically enrolled in Copilot. You will have an option to check out. So if you are not on Shopify, you can apply to be onboarded. There will be a link in an article over on Search Engine Roundtable if you want to apply for this. And then lastly, there's
checked out.
And then lastly, there's one other element called brand agents. And it's for Shopify merchants. So it brings over your brand voice into Copilot and you can have sort of an interaction. I thought that this looked like crap, to be honest with you. Somebody was looking for eye creams and it just seemed like it was AI. I didn't see anything spectacular out of it. It like ended like with, would you like details on any of them? It wasn't like, hey, Amaryllis is the best eye creams out here. We have 3 different items, a premium, blah, blah, blah. I think this kind of sucked, at least in the example that they gave, but you can have your brand agent if you are on Shopify only at this moment.
So it's only Shopify, only in Copilot.
Correct. Only on copilot.com, at least.
Right.
according
So
to
when a
Red
tree
Bull.
falls in the forest and no one's there.
There's a lot of Shopify people.
Not so many big
Oh yeah,
people.
that's
Not
how
so
I
many.
use. That's true.
Not so
Um,
many
Copilot.
Copilot people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just to bring you back, so last year Google announced agentic checkout, and also OpenAI announced ChatGPT instant checkout. So this is just Microsoft's Copilot checkout version of this all. So it seems like the direction is going towards people or these companies building out ways for people to check out directly in the AI. Will people do that? We'll see. Morty's going to buy his next car using AI.
Toy car.
Do it.
All right. Anyway, thanks so much for listening. We're back hopefully next week on Monday. Don't forget to check out the Marketing O'Clock channel, the PPC Live channel, and I guess
SE Ranking.
SE Ranking channel.
Yeah.
Be well, everybody. Have a great weekend. Bye.
Ciao.
Goodbye.
Bye.